My name's Timothy Torton. I work in engineering. Deco 1. I like French toast.
Okie dokie. Next thing we need is a mining vehicle, I think, actually. We might deviate a little bit. No, we're not going to. Alrighty, and we're actually, before we go get ice or anything like that, we're going to do a little detour right now. We're actually going to go ahead and type in main cargo right here, and then go to refineries. Okay, we got our refineries cooking away. They're trying to get their jobs done, right? Well, guess what, guys and gals? It's time to take a break. That's right, we're disabling your refinery systems, and we're going to transfer all of your supplies into main cargo container 2 with all the other random rubbish. Why are we doing that? Well, plain and simple, buddies. We are going to grind you down and transfer everything up into this facility. That way we can continue extending out our reach of this spacecraft without having to worry about some old systems existing elsewhere that we will have to eventually transfer. Nope, we're going to get it all over here right now. And we have more than enough refinery uranium fun times in these. Yep, we got 5 point whatever. That should be enough to keep us going until we get that transferred. Hopefully. And yeah, we got 21 minutes of powers, so we'll be fine for that. So get this over here, and then I think we're actually going to set both of these refineries onto gathering up awesome possum fun times from heaven. May the Lord protect us! Stop bouncing. Just, what are you doing? If it bounces again, I'm... You know, honestly, I would have lived with that crash if it wasn't for the fact that after the ship hit the ground, it kept bouncing and annihilating itself for some odd reason. That's why I reloaded, because the ship decided it was going to jump around on top of its own head. That's why I reloaded. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this again, shall we? This time, we're not going to crash the ship, right? Right? Look, we made it over here without crashing. Of course, you know, see, I could just cut straight to this. I could have, you know, we're gonna go do this, and then cut to me cutting. But no, I need to leave the fantastical crash in. And the fact that the ship hit the ground, and it was just the front. It was a cockpit for me hitting the actual building, and then a little bit of other stuff that was just damaged at the bottom. You know, a few thrusters and whatnot. But no, the ship decided it wanted to play hopscotch in the ground. That's what destroyed all the other thrusters. For some reason, the ship played hopscotch. So that's my excuse for reloading. Is that going to be my thing now? I have to always have an excuse when I reload. Even though it has been my fault in the past. And it was my fault there. I guess I came in too quickly at too much of a forward angle. What the fuck is this magic? Scary shit, that. But yeah, I don't know. Let's be honest, this ship is too big, isn't it? It's just too big. It's like, I built it, again, like everything else, as if I had 1,000,000,001 resources to spare, instead of, you know, building in a logical fashion, taking into account that I have limited resources. And it's funny, in the singular in the joint survival Let's Play over on Aaron and Scott's channel, I built a ship called the Dragonfly. Built it completely in survival mode, you know, of course we have ×10 everything over there, so it's not really too much of a struggle at all. But, oh my god, I'm doing it again. I'm having a grinding session and talking about shit. This always happens. Anyway, I built a ship, I'm just gonna say it anyway. I built a ship over there I called the Dragonfly. They barely even noticed I built it. And I don't know if it's on Scott's footage, it might be there. I actually built the ship, and then realized I wanted to move some of the thrusters over, even after I've moved them like 3 times, grinding them down and rebuilding. So really quickly, I just copied the ship, moved them, deleted the other one, copied the other one back, the new one back. And I'm hoping to God it's in the background on Scott's footage, and eventually he calls me out on it. Because it was just, I did it, and then I looked, I'm like, Scott's standing right there not paying any attention. And I don't think he edits out everything, so there's a good chance that it's just going to be in the background and stuff. I don't know, maybe. Either way, though, I should just, you know what I should do, is I should bring that ship over here, because that ship was a much more logical and cautious ship compared to this thing. That said, I think it did have 2 large reactors in it, and it was an itty-bitty little thing compared to this flying sausage. But nonetheless, it actually functioned without us being annihilated 335 million times. Cool, we got all that. You know what we're also going to do right now is, well, while we're here, check our inventory. So everything's going in here. We still got 4.6 uranium. Cool. This is about halfway full, and then we still have, yeah, the other large cargo container's got nothing in it. So we're going to grind down the grinder pit holding area. I forgot I already took, this was the welder pit. This was the welder pit. This isn't the grinder pit area. I thought this was a grinder pit. I'm like, oh, we'll get all those nice resources. No, we're just going to get some metal grids and nonsense out of this. I don't think we want to do this. This is going to take eons. Yeah, that took forever. We'll come back and do this another time. For now, let's just go ahead, disable our grinders so we don't fly into our ship and just grind it all away. Fly back up and over here, and we're going to install our refinery post, so we'll have our refineries in here. And to do that, how do we want to go about this? See, my overall plan is shifting little by little, as it always does in the way I build. I really keep quite irritated at something. Let's get off here. What do we want? We want refineries and oxygen generator. Because we're going to want some oxygen generators for the ship as well. And we're going to put the generator right here. The thingamajiggy facing out. I love my symmetrical design, so obviously we're going to have 4 of these on each side. Thank you very much. Good sir, or madam. Cool. And then off to the sides of those, we want to just have our refineries sticking off the sides in an interesting manner. Let's see. Where are all of our connection ports for refineries? We could flip one this way. Does that line up at all? Huh? That looks like it might line up. That, ladies and gentlemen, lines up. So now we can go ahead, flip this like that. And we need to move it one more out to the side. If you don't understand what's going on, it's really quite simple. I'll show you in 1 minute as soon as I actually get it placed. That way we're not hovering around like fools. And apparently it needs to be one more down too, actually. Whoops. We're going to be removing these blocks just to be clear here. And place it right there. Cool. So obviously you'll see here at the top. Oh my god, can I just have it on screen for a second? I can't do Alt Space and bring out a mouse like I can in Space Star Citizen. But you can see at the top right there, we have a refinery port. If we flip it around, we have one at the top left now, which means, if I was to flip it like so, left or right along the bottom, we have a pipe that goes through there, you see? Oh my god, please. I rotated it around one way, it's just gone. It's like, oh yeah, oh, it's a 2x2 block, no center point. So either way, it means there's going to be a connection point here, and then one to the other side. Pretty obvious, everyone probably already knew that, but either way I'm explaining anyhow. And then this, we have it set up like that. But you can see to either side, it's got one there, and then of course one to the bottom, which is going to connect into those assemblers, and then one on the top, so we can actually, when we're done, we're going to have like one of these, and then one of those there, connecting it back in, so it's all connected up. This also gives us room to have upgraded parts all over the top of that, and then I need to change my whole design, because this has now blocked from upgrades. Damn it, Sage. Just simple fixes, simple fixes, really simple fixes. All I gotta do is take this thing, instead of having it like that. Oh my god. I flip it one way. It's like, oh, you're too far away now. Have it like that. All we can do is flip these. There. See, now they've all been flipped up, so the connector's at the top. So now we can do the same exact thing we did. Doop, doop, doop. Ha! So now the refineries will be right there. I know what you're thinking, god, that's sticking out a bit. Remember, we got the thrusters that are going to be sticking out pretty far anyway, so the whole thing is going to be a pretty big undertaking. And of course we got to put in a block like this, didn't need all 3 of those, this to go ahead and make sure we can actually build up the other ones. And these blocks we can indeed remove once we are done. Just putting them there right now, that way I can at least install where these future refineries will be. And of course as time goes on we can add more and more refineries. Yay! Popcorn sound. Popcorn sound? No. Grunt birthday party sound. Oh. Never played past Halo 2. Bastards didn't release them on the promised platform. The chosen platform. Either way, you can probably guess what's about to happen now, as I'm going to go ahead and grind down our other hydrogen generator, or oxygen generator, whatever you want to call it, and move everything, or move it up here. And because it's inside this facility, oops, overshot the door. Let's just see if it's easier to grind it down. It's not, it doesn't weigh too much. Cool. All of its parts should fit inside our inventory. Can we take what's left of this too? Nope. that filled up quick. It's got large steel tubes. Oh look, large steel tubes. We could have just used those instead of doing all that mucking about to make sure we had a functional assembler system. Imagine that. Either way though, the point is, now we're going to have a functional hydrogen oxygen thingamajiggity gas generator up here at our facility. Awesome. And then of course we can just weld these back up, and we'll have our fully functional systems. Yay! Let's also go ahead and check our reactors here. 4.7, 4.4, so those are getting a bit low, but don't think it'll be long. And we'll have this up and running to produce more good stuff. And the other one done? Good. And now all we need to do is put the upgrade modules back on top of them. But either way, they should already actually be functioning. Yep, I hear the sound. So if we go ahead and look at them, aha, they've pulled uranium in. Good. And let's go ahead and try to find the other refinery. Ah, you've pulled nickel in. Good choice, my friend. But unfortunately, we need uranium for our systems to function. So we're going to split this stack and get you also working on that good old uranium. Woo! We're up to 0.1 uranium. Wow, that really does take quite the time, doesn't it? Wow. Well, luckily we're going to be putting in more and more of these refinery machines, so I'm going to go ahead and look into upgrading. When it comes to upgrade modules, is first and foremost, go back to this page here, productivity. I think that means it produces more, right? Productivity. Oh, there's effectiveness and efficiency. Effective. Productivity is up 55th. Effectiveness would be producing more materials, I believe. But Sage is going to Google it anyway. Yep, it produces more stuff, which I had to Google to make sure because they're named so oddly. Effectiveness and productivity. Oh, productivity does make sense as faster, I guess. It's like, oh, productivity is up 22%. But productivity can also mean you're producing more, doesn't it? So I really hate the naming convention of that. Upgrade modules. We need tooltips, don't we? You mouse over and it also says what it does at the right. Tooltips. Bump, bump, nudge, nudge. Well, Joel's not here. I'll poke Joel. Next live stream he does. Yay! Joel's live streams, if you don't know. Zaklil. Oh, it's so hard to say his. I wanted to call it his synth name. His chosen name. He does streaming on currently, I believe it is Fridays, Sundays, and that good old-fashioned Tuesday. A lot of fun that I've been involved in those streams. We recently started building a moon base. It's all survival at a, I don't know, it's at a decent time speed. Why is this welding for 3 months? What was that about? Anyway, we got those up and running, so now it should produce more uranium. Still going to take the same amount of time, but in theory, produce more uranium. Probably take up a little bit more power, but considering these were fully upgraded before, hopefully it won't take up too much power compared to what they did before. Awesome. But anyway, in that, it's awesome fun to poke at Joel. And also, I think it was Andre came in, their lead artist, or art director for Space Engineers, and we got to poke at him too and say, hey, why is this way, and why is that way? That was a lot of fun. Also, a lot of theories about tiling textures turned out to be not exactly confirmed, but very close to being confirmed. There we go. Okay, got those up and running. Let's go ahead and... you're gonna stop, right? Okay, good. Let's go ahead and just take a look in here. By the way, the sun came up. Hey, fancy that. So every tick, it's going up 0.1. 0.1. Okay, 0.01 really. It's still going up pretty slowly, but in theory, it should be producing a little bit more. Why aren't both of the refineries next to each other? Why isn't this sorted in a logical fashion? Oh, I hate this so much. Either way, at least we're getting uranium produced. We can now go ahead and take this ship back down to the very bottom, and we're actually going to park it. Oh my god, descending so quickly. All the pee, all of it. All of the pee, all of the urine. Psh, everywhere. Cool. Oh, look at that facility. It's coming along nicely, I feel. I feel that we are making great success. We are going to eventually go ahead and put atmospheric thrusters in there too. The hydrogen thrusters are really going to be only for just escaping the planet. Once we get up and out of here, we'll be able to get all the components we need to actually finish ion thrusters, so we're going to be getting those. But we also want just the simple, good old-fashioned, there we go. It should give us, yeah, 1 day power time, 20 hours, whatever, close enough. It should go ahead and give us the ability to fly around the planet just with atmospheric thrusters. That way we're not burning up hydrogen like crazy. Because it's a bit nutty, the idea that we'd just be using hydrogen for everything. Let's also go ahead and tell our refineries. They should, yep, they're draining the uranium now because it's going to the reactors that we have plugged into, yeah, these two. Look, they were at 4 point something. This one's at 6 point something. This one's at 5 point something. Ruby. I completely lost my previous train of thought. Ah, right, we're going to go ahead and tell our batteries. First off, let's go to main cargo container. We don't need all of you in here. But we're going to go ahead and tell our batteries to go ahead and start recharging since the sun is now up and about. And these are only at 2, but they'll get better. We're also going to be moving all of these solar panels up onto the ship at some point, as well as maybe building some more. Might take a bit of time, but that's the plan. Also, at some point, maybe right now, we need to also go gather some more ice. Because of course, we only have now a limited amount of hydrogen tanks that are full since all of our hydrogen all got used trying to refill that stupid canister. Maybe we can go ahead and talk to the canister that's in here and tell it to deplete itself. And maybe it'll go ahead and transfer all of its materials elsewhere, eh? So let's grind this down so we can directly access its control port. This takes a bit longer than expected, rather unfortunately. There we go. Access this, go to control panel, should take us directly to it, and no, stockpile is off, auto refill is off. I wish there was like a deplete button, so we could just tell it to deplete itself, so it would empty itself out, and if there's other tanks just set to normal, they'd go ahead and fill up. Unfortunately though, this doesn't look like it has that option. If we tell you to turn it off, what do? You still holding on to all this stuff? Yes you are, god darn it. God darn it. God darn it, sham hum hum shim bam. Okay, well, anyway, let's go ahead and just gather up some more ice using our ship, shall we? We'll just do the old-fashioned mining with the hands, I guess. Oh, how much does it take to build another refinery? So see, one of our main holdups right now is just our refining speed and everything. We need motors, large steel tubes, and construction months. Really, we could get all this stuff up and running pretty quick. The only holdup now is that I've basically made it all dependent on the construction of hydrogen generators. I've literally tied all of our stuff into, or do we have functional hydrogen generators? Because if they don't work, the pipes don't go through them. Because now we need to get that up and running, then get this up and running in the connection path to hook it all in. Oh, I've done this in such a silly way. It's great for overall consistency, I guess. And also, you know, it's great for that one tower because then we get everything all in one line, but not perfectly ideal. My main concern is we need to start building more motors so we can start building more ships to keep everything flying. I think our best bet is going to honestly be, at this moment, oh, do some hardcore stupid, I guess. You want to see some hardcore stupid, guys and gals? Oh god, Sage, don't crash again. No, we're gonna oh, do we want to remove these and add some more grinders in? I hate myself. Oh no, that did not just happen. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch. Okay, guys and gals, well, welcome to trouble in Sage's stuck on the ground. I was building that thing, an upgrade to the ship, that way I could put all grinders on the other side, and I've let my hydrogen run out, rather unfortunately, so now I'm stuck on the ground. Great. Fantastic. Do I have iron? I have iron. I have steel. I have what I need to get back up, so you know what I can simply do? I can simply do like you did in the old Minecraft days. No, I can't nerd pole. I can... Why did they call it nerd pole anyway? What was that about, nerd pole? What is some sort of stupid illogical naming convention I've never heard? Such an annoying thing. No, well, I can get back up. Let's just cut off. It's so embarrassing. Oh, please. Just let me place the block. I see it going green. It goes green while I'm not standing on it. There, finally. Jesus. Lord mercy. Oh, please. Alright, now There. Now I have my most ridiculous... Actually, it's broken now. I can't even, like, look. If I was stuck on the ground now, I can't even make it back up because I have to go around because I have to add something like that to it, don't I? Yes, now I can make it back up with my windy dindy hidey hoda hadas. There. God, please let me up. Jesus. There. See, I have a way back up. Nothing ever happened. I was never stuck on the ground like a pleb. That has not happened!